All right, hey guys. It is TsubakiSwagg, and I'm coming to you with my review of Parasyte, episode 16, Happy Family. And oh my gosh, this episode, I really just genuinely was. I was so happy because I was so correct. Like within the first not even 30 seconds of the episode, we see that I hit the nail on the head when I said that just by the title of this episode you can tell that something is going to happen. Either to I said to either the PI and his family, Ryoko and her baby, or Shinichi and his dad. And oh my god, my heart was so hurt because he didn't even get, like, nothing happened to him because they couldn't find him. They blew up his office and they killed his wife and his child. And that hurt my heart so bad because he just should have he really should have listened to his wife when his wife told him that he just needs to stick to the small fries and not worry about all this big stuff that he was trying to get into. And because of that, it resulted in him losing her and his child, which really freaking sucks. It hurt my heart so bad that they both got killed. I really wasn't prepared for that, like, in the slightest. But other than that, like, later on in the episode, we see, like, we see Shinichi still fighting Miki, and Miki, we find out, like, later on in the episode, I'll get to that in a minute, but he's still fighting Miki, and Miki can't figure out, like, what is going on with Miki. Because he can sense that there are three parasites, but he can't figure out where the third one is. And he's realizing that Miki always, like, trips and falls, and he's not very coordinated for him to be a parasite. And his head never transitions with the rest of his body. He's always attacking with his arms. So Miki's trying to figure out how in the world why is this happening? So Shinichi's, like, running away, and they run into of course, like, after, because Shinichi, even though he doesn't have really high stamina, he can run a lot faster than Miki, which can put a lot of distance between the two. But Miki always finds a way to catch up to him, and they darted off into the woods and they were fighting, and Miki finally figured out a way to get to or try to take out Miki, and that was by decapitating him because his head is what was controlling his arms, because you can tell because his head didn't transition with the rest of his body was because his head was trying to control his body. So if they decapitated him, then he wouldn't be able to function. So they went for that, and they were fighting and they were rushing towards him, and Migi chopped his head off. And it turns out that there are actually 5 parasites within that one person's body. And it's the mayor of all people, which, I mean, it explains why he is the mayor and why he's, like, the leader of the parasites, because he has 5 parasites in one body. So I'm guessing it's like the head, both arms, and both legs, because his legs were able to transform. What would be the best way to describe his legs? His legs were like, they weren't really hooves. They kind of remind me of, like, a dinosaur, like maybe a velociraptor. I don't know, I could be wrong. But his legs changed, and he was like, Shinichi barely made it out of the woods and was about to hop onto a car. Well, he was trying to stop a car. His car didn't stop, so Migi made him, like, latch onto the back of the car, and they went flying. And then, of course, that was when the mayor, his legs changed and he took off running. He was able to run 60 kilometers per hour and caught up to the truck to fight Shinichi and Migi, while Shinichi and Migi were standing on the back of the truck. And the man in the truck freaked out a little bit because he saw, like, them fighting, and then Migi took the wheel and made him, like,